Welcome to my unboxing of the Antec P280, and you might be wondering why I had such a big smile on my face to start this video. And the answer is quite simple, because I believe the P280 is a true return to form for Antec. This is one of the most innovative and just opening up these seals. This is one of the most innovative case designs that I have seen in a very long time, and it is a true update to the original P180. We've seen incremental updates like the P182 and the P183, but we haven't seen anything that I would consider a reimagining up until now. So let's go ahead and take this bad boy out, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the box here and I'm just going to put it here, and we're going to have a look at some of the features before we get started. So one is you can install up to 13-inch graphics cards. I'm going to get some more light for you here so you can actually read this. Quiet computing, so it uses a dual layer design with steel and polycarbonate side panels. Ease of use, and we'll talk a lot about that, but it includes grommet line cable management holes and tons of space for managing cables. Toolless 5 1/4-inch bays. Quiet 3 1/2-inch bays, and these are cool. Okay, 2 front panel USB 3 ports, an advanced cooling system including 3 fans and 4 additional fan mounts. So yes, you can have quiet and you can have cooling. Triple layer aluminum, plastic, and foam front bezel with double hinged door, opens up to 270 degrees. Finally, PSU intake and front air filters, which are very easy to take out and clean compared to designs that I've seen from Antec and their competition in the past. So let's go ahead and take off this foam. Antec always packs their cases very well in closed cell foam, which is much less susceptible to damage during transit and much more durable, much more reusable than other stiffer, less durable kinds of foam. Go ahead and take this plastic off. Very excited to see this case because it arrived in the mail a little while ago and I haven't actually had a chance to check it out yet, even though I've seen pictures and I've seen specs, and I've seen, where'd it go? A reviewer's guide. I haven't actually seen the case in person yet. So let's get some lighting on that front panel while we, reveal the finish on there. So this is about what I'd expect from Antec in terms of the overall quality of materials. I mean, the P180 had a beautiful metal finished front door, and the P280 continues in that proud tradition. We've got 2 USB 3 ports and 2 USB 2 ports with the front panel. We've got our microphone jack as well as headphone jack. And let's go ahead and open this thing up. So here we see the foam sound dampening material. We also see the 3 5 1/4-inch bays, and you guys are going to love this. The gamers are going to love this, because what kind of gamer is not lazy and doesn't like, and likes to work hard to take out the filters? Hold on. Okay, so this is step 1 to take off the filter. That was it. Step 1. Take off the filter. Now you can access the 120mm cooling fan slots that are in the front. You can also see your 3 1/2-inch bays, which are double purpose because you can mount 2 1/2-inch drives in them. There you go. That's the whole thing. Nice honeycomb grill design to protect it, give it some rigidity, but that is how easy it is to take out and clean your fan filter. Simply astounding. In terms of airflow, Antec has not forgotten, in spite of the fact that this is a silent concept case, they've not forgotten airflow. So look at these huge gaps between the side of the door and the closing point, which are going to give those front fans the airflow that they need in order to not suffocate. And actually, here, speaking of the door swinging open there, here, I want to show you guys the 270-degree hinge. So you just snap that out, put that over there. A lot of people complain about front case doors. Personally, I like them. What I really don't like to see is the power and the reset switch hidden behind the front door, because as much as I don't need to see my 5 1/4-inch bays, I very rarely use my optical drive, and I don't need to see my fan filter, I do need to turn my case on and off. So Antec has repositioned the power and reset switches for this case to the top in a very convenient, user-friendly location compared to what we've seen from their competition as well as from Antec in the past. We've got 2 120mm cooling fans up here, which are spaced correctly for a dual radiator, for those of you who are interested in running one of those. Very, very cool. Good foresight. And then we take off the side panel where we see the polycarbonate layer as well as the metal layer on the side panel. That gives it some stiffness. It also gives it some weight. This is not a light case, so don't imagine you're going to be easily hauling it around to LAN parties unless you're like, huge like me, right? Yeah, that's right. Okay. So moving on, where should we start on the inside? You know what, let's start with the fan filter since we've talked a little bit about that already on the outside. This fan filter, oh, it doesn't come out, it doesn't come out. Oh, that's because it comes locked from the factory. See, now I can easily remove it. That's the filter for your power supply intake. And then when you put it back in, you don't have to lock it. You can make it easy, but if you're gonna ship your case or something like that, you just push on it, and now it's locked. The reason Antec designed it this way is just because during shipping, they don't want these fan filters coming out and getting damaged in the box. So there you go. Personally, I would always keep that unlocked so I can easily clean it, and there you go. All right, what else we got in here? A little bit of accessories. There's a little piece of paper. Here's some cable ties, which will help you manage your cables. Here's some hardware and screws, hard drive screws, all that good stuff. So, silent concept case. Does that mean we can't put an extreme gaming machine in here? Oh, I would postulate no, it does not mean that, because check this out. Antec has included in the P280 9 expansion slots. So yes, that means you can install crazy enthusiast motherboards with up to 9 expansion slots. This is an XL ATX case, so you can put pretty much anything in it because it supports long motherboards, slightly wider than normal motherboards, but not full eATX server boards. So stuff like the Rampage series from Asus, which tends to be a little bit wider, that'll be no problem. And it also supports long graphics cards up to 13 inches, which is longer than anything else on the market now. We've got rubber grommets here for cable management, and they've also sensibly positioned the rubber grommets. A lot of the time you see one down here, and then you see one up here and kind of one up here, but obviously you can't pull out twice as many cables as you put in the first place, so Antec's given you room to put them in here and here, pull them out here, 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 and here. We've also got, our 3.5 inch or 2.5 inch drive adapter. So here's the caddies, there's your 2.5 inch holes, there's your 3.5 inch holes with rubber silicone mounts. Very solid compared to competing solutions. These have a lot of durability to them, and they're not flimsy at all. So there's 6 of those. What else we got here? Oh, let's go ahead and undo this. Front panel connectors. I like that these are black for the most part. Wouldn't have minded seeing all black, but I guess it's not the end of the world because you can hide them very easily down the rubber grommets in there, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. There's your front panel connectors, so that's your hard drive LED, your power LED. Oh, no hard drive LED. Oh yeah, there's the hard drive LED. And then we've also got, what else here? USB 2, front audio, and USB 3 with a header. So rather than with using the cheesy go around the back and plug into the I/O shield, we have a nice molded plastic header piece there. So what else do we have? Oh yeah, toolless 5 1/4. These are actually, these are smart. So what happens is when you slide in your drive, it's going to push out this, and then it's going to drive that pin right into the side of your drive. No big deal. And then you've also got 2 holes left over here, as well as here if you want to secure it with screws, like say for example for shipping. So that's awesome. All right, what else we got? 120 millimeter cooling fan is over here. We've got those 120 millimeter cooling fans that are in the top up here. We've also got cooling fan controls over here, so that's on a little PCB there. You're going to want to power that up, and then you can use the switches at the back of the case, which I haven't shown you yet, to control the speeds of your fans. You got your water cooling grommets. These are pretty standard these days. And oh, check this out. That is a huge CPU cooler mount, or CPU cooler cutout. So that's going to allow you pretty much no matter where your CPU socket is located to easily replace a backplate and not have to take the motherboard out of the case in order to do it. So I'm just taking off a couple of thumb screws here. And the camera is apparently following me, so I'm going to have to turn it around and show you guys. Alright, thumb screws off. Case opened. So same thing, we got the polycarbonate on the side panel there. Just going to go ahead and put that aside for now. Now check this out. Tons of cable management room. Look how much space there is. I'm going to like jam my hand in there for emphasis. Lots of room to manage cables behind the motherboard tray. Antec has also included little clips so you can easily manage your cables where exactly they're going. You use zip ties. You can secure the cables down nice and flat so that you don't interfere with trying to close the side panel. It's become, with a lot of cases, they're like, yes, we have cable management holes, but then when you actually go to close the side panel, it's like sitting on a suitcase. So very, very challenging in that regard. On the back here, we've also got a large hole for putting up to 2 EPS 8-pin connectors through here. And then we've also got a hole up here. So this is the one I mentioned before, where you can run your front panel connectors and whatnot through here without interfering with any of your 5 1/4 inch bays and without having to look at any of these cables in order to run them down to the bottom of your motherboard. I think that pretty much covers it, but give me a moment here, guys. So 2 more things, guys. One is the actual dimensions back here is 3 centimeters. So even fat 24-pin cables will fit. And the other thing is here are the controls for the 2 cool fans that are included. Too cool for school, that is. So you can go ahead and turn those to low or high in order to get either low cooling and low noise or high cooling and higher noise. So thank you for checking out my unboxing and overview and first look at the Antec P280. Don't forget to subscribe to Linus Tech Tips for more unboxings, reviews, and other computer videos. One feature that I actually missed on this case, and it's been so long since I realized I missed it, that I've actually already installed a system in it, because I went to mount the SSD and I went, oh yeah, it's got that handy SSD mount that's just a pressure mount. So you go ahead and you slide your SSD in here, and it's secure enough so you can, okay, here. You can see I can pull on it a little bit, it doesn't go anywhere. If I pull on it a lot, then it comes. So that is how you mount an SSD in the P280, in addition to being able to mount an SSD on any one of the drive sleds anytime you want. So sorry about that, and now I'm